have two of the pieces I did from that semester. And I have my first piece that I worked on and my final project. My final project was actually an original piece I wrote, derived from experiences I've gone through. And that will be the second piece I perform. This first piece is a piece that a guest speaker actually shared with us that actually struck me because I'm going into the teaching field, and I'm actually currently a part-time teacher over at Kamakele Middle School. And this is called What a Teacher Makes, and it was originally written by a man named Taylor Mali. He's one of the few people to actually make a living as a spoken word poet. And spoken word poetry is also more commonly known as slam poetry. Basically the format is you have 5 minutes. The actual poem, actually speaking part of it, is only half of the performance. You use body language, tone, pitch, everything you can bring to get your message across. And generally, we won't be having the judging crowd, but generally you have 5 people in the audience selected at random. You score on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being the worst thing you've ever heard in your life, 10 being life-changing. You drop the highest score, you drop the lowest score, combine the 3 left over, and that's your final score. So, this is What a Teacher Makes by Taylor Mali. It's also the only piece I've memorized. The problem with teachers is, what's a kid going to learn from someone who decided their best interest in life was to become a teacher? He reminds the other dinner guests, you know, it's true what they say about teachers. Those who can, do. Those who can't, teach. I bite my tongue instead of his, and resist the urge to remind the other dinner guests that, you know, it's also true what they say about lawyers, because we're eating, after all, and this is supposed to be polite conversation. Come on, Chris, you're a teacher. Tell us what you make. Be honest. Now, I wish he hadn't done that. Asked me to be honest. Because you see, I have this policy about honesty and ass-kicking. And that's if you ask for it, then I gotta let you have it. You wanna know what I make? I make kids work harder than they ever thought they could. I can make a C+ feel like a Congressional Medal of Honor and an A- feel like a slap in the face. How dare you waste my time with anything less than your very best? You wanna know what I make? I make kids sit through study hall for 40 minutes in absolute silence. No, you may not work in groups, so go back to your seat. No, you may not ask me a question, so put your hand down. Why won't I let you go to the bathroom? Because you're bored, and you really don't have to go, do you? I make parents tremble in absolute fear when I call home around dinner time. Hello, this is Mr. Mazia. I hope I haven't called at a bad time. I just wanted to talk to you about something your son said today. He said, leave the kid alone. I still cry sometimes, don't you? And it was the noblest act of courage I have ever seen. I make parents see their children for who they are and who they can be. You want to know what I make? I make them question. I make them wonder. I make them criticize. I make them apologize and mean it. I make them write. I make them read. I make them spell definitely beautiful, definitely beautiful, definitely beautiful, definitely beautiful, over and over and over again, till they will never ever misspell either one of those words again. I make them show all their work in math and hide it in the final draft in English. You want to know what I make? I make them realize that if you got this, and you follow this, and if someone ever tries to judge you on how much you make, you give them this. Here, let me break it down for you. Let me break it down for you so you know what I say is true. We teachers make a goddamned difference. What about you?